3 wide. Joyful Spirits caught on a limb, 4 deep, 4 off the front, pulling forward. My Chief next, going back in the field is Chinook from his wide gate, trying to get cover. Lifeline Express under it. Next Season's Knack, the Govern, Athletic Gold 3 wide with cover at the tail. Out in front at the half-mile mark, going okay, Ambitious Leader by half a length, the Royal Army. Planet Ruler behind the leader and travelling beautifully in 4 is Ever Success. Travels nicely. Joyful Spirit outside it, followed by Marinello. Out wider, Best for All and Shanghai King in between runners today. My Chief on the rail. Getting back in the field is Chinook. He's pretty deep. Underneath it, Lifeline Express, followed by Athletic Gold. Season's Knack, the Gov is last of all. At the quarter pole, still in front, flat out now. Ambitious Leader hasn't kicked hard. Royal Army, Planet Ruler getting through. Joyful Spirit ruddies up. Best for All kicks today. Out wider, Chinook staying on. Planet Ruler battling in between them with Royal Army. Joyful Spirit across the track. Ever Success getting through. Planet Ruler rallies. Best for All. Royal Army still in front. Royal Army holding them at bay. On the outside, Best for All. In front is Royal Army. He wins it from Best for All. Planet Ruler third. Joyful Spirit the middle with also right there Ever Success. Out wider, Chinook, My Chief, Marinello the rail. Shanghai King beaten a short margin. Next Season's Knack followed by the Gov. Second last is Lifeline Express and Athletic Gold.
Local jockey H. Yim, the winner on Royal Army number 14 in a very busy finish. Planet Army's over on the inside, number 9, Best for All on the outside. They might be 14, 9 and 3. Although he has kicked Planet Ruler on the inside. We'll leave it as 14 and a photo on race 9 from Sha Tin. We've got one more race for our coverage from Hong Kong, and it's the running of the Sha Tin Royal Oaks to be run at 7:50 Eastern Standard Time. They were calling them up at Hobart. However, race 7, the first attempt, resulted in a false start. So they're just calling them back around to the start there for the 7th. 14's won that at Sha Tin, but very tight for 9. Royal Army beat Planet Ruler and Best for All 14, 3 and 9. Hold all tickets at Hobart on the previous. And one race to go for our live coverage of racing from Hong Kong, Sha Tin. The final race there is coming up in about 14 minutes' time. It is the Royal Oaks over 2,000, not an Oaks that like we run here in Australia. In fact, there isn't a single filly or mare in this event. It's all male horses. Equator Kid, number 3, trained by David Hayes, has been a firmer, $7.90. Mine Host, to be ridden by Glenn Schofield, the South African jockey who has had a stint in Australia, riding in Queensland for Bruce McLaughlin. He's already ridden a winner today, $4.70. Peak Power, Brett Preble on board, is at $8.80 Peak Power. And through to multi-winning, this is Shane Dye riding for John Size again. He's still a maiden, multi-winning, but he looks suited to the 2,000 metres. And Universal Charges now into $8.20. That's Sha Tin coming up in 13 minutes. And you're looking at David Hayes' horse there, Equator Kid, to be ridden by Gerald Massey. Back with the last from Sha Tin in just a moment. And 14 Universal Charges starting to tumble in. It's into $8.20 on New South Wales. All right, let's take you to Hobart. The gate's ready for race 8.
Thank you, Matthew. And as you mentioned, we still stand by for the all clear on race number 7. The reason for hold all tickets on race number 7, stewards were inquiring into number 11, 3 half whites, possibly gaining ground when galloping at the start of the race. That was the reason for hold all tickets. Of course, it ended up running second, 3 half whites, and still no outcome from the stewards with regards to that on race 7. With any luck, the phone may ring any tick of the clock, and we can give you the all clear on the 7th event. Race 8, the last, the Win News 2-year-old over 1 mile.
Only had 4 starts, shouldn't be too far away in the run. He'll be in the first 4 or 5. And Glenn Schofield takes the ride from Barrier 3. Glenn's already ridden a winner today. Multi-winning we talked about, that's John Size's horse. Universal Charger into $9. Peak Power, number 6, Brett Preble's mount. He powered home last start for a 4th placing, over 1,600. So he's stepping up to 2,000, and on that previous run you'd think he's well suited. There's Jazz Beat, number 2, heading off to the start. I'm just receiving some news from Hobart.
Unfair start. So we have the all clear now on race 7. The new numbers are 9, 8 and 3. 9, 8 and 3. Number 11, 3 half whites, has been disqualified by the stewards. Now we're about to get into position, I feel, for the final event. So 3 half whites disqualified from race 7. So new dividends will be needed for 9, 8 and 3. Gaining.
Okay, and they'll start to call them up pretty soon for race 8, I'd say, but that's important news there at Hobart. Now, they're at the gates at Sha Tin. The favourite is Equator Kid. It looks like he's been very well backed on the tote in Hong Kong. He's into $3.50. Mine Host goes to 4.2, and number 12 Multi winnings now at 6.1, $6.10 in Hong Kong. So the order of betting at Sha Tin is 3 ahead of 5 and 12. It's the same situation here. In fact, the prices are pretty similar here. 3 ahead of 5 and 12 are considered the main hopes. In the Sha Tin Royal Oaks handicap of 2,000 metres, and they're at the start. I wonder how much is in the pool over there. Millions, I'd say. Now, this is Hobart. The new numbers at Hobart are 9, 8, 3 and 7 on the previous. And we're just looking for the amended TAB dividends on that one. They're not through quite just yet. 3 half whites was disqualified in the previous. No refunds there. You've done your money if you backed him. Number 11. He had the inside stall. Let's go back to Hong Kong. I think he's out.
Rainbow and Gold are late scratching the announcement just through. Gates open, they're off. Supreme Rabbit misses it. Idol goes to the front. Now Celebration from the inside parks in. Caracola gets over. Mine Host is going to get into 4 and Jazz Beat on the rail 5. Peak Powers put a lot closer today. Gets cover from Universal Charger outside. Multi winning midfield. Equator Kid Serious Play next. Cellini's Deeper from Kindred Spirits. And at the tail of the field, Supreme Rabbit. At the 1600, Idle in front, leads 3/4 to Caracola. Celebration is 3rd and 4th is Mine Host. Jazz Beat in 5, 2 lengths to Peak Power as they string out a bit. Multi-winning does his normal thing, races a little erratically. Outside him, Universal Charger. In the bright pink, Equator Kid, the inside of Serious Play, followed by Cellini. Second last, Supreme Rabbit, and 2 lengths at the tail, Kindred Spirits. 1200 to go if you're just joining, and we've had a late scratching. It was number 8, Rainbow and Gold, and in front Idle leads 3/4 to Caracola. Celebration 3rd, the box seat, and the supported runner Mine Host right there at the halfway mark. Jazz Beat follows it. They're 2 lengths to Peak Power, Multi winning. Universal Charger outside Equator Kid, followed by Serious Play, Supreme Rabbit. Cellini, and last of all is Kindred Spirits. Not quick times early, and Idle out in front. Remember, he's won a Group 1 over this trip here on softer ground. He's had a good time and leads 3/4 to Caracola. Celebration behind the leader. Mine Host in a great spot. Jazz Beat futters it. Multi winning the rail. They pick it up a little bit at the 550. Peak Power creeps into it. Back to the inside, Equator Kid needs a bit of luck. Universal Charger comes on. Cellini's forced wide, a Serious Play the middle. Supreme Rabbit back in between them, looking for the run 5 off the leaders. Kindred Spirits last, 300 to go. Mine Host pulls out, rallies up to Caracola and Idle. Back on the inside, Celebration. Equator Kid and Multi winning. Jazz Beat coming on. Peak Power behind them. Mine Host on the outside, a fall. Equator Kid's come down, hit heels, he's come down. Mine Host goes to Caracola. Celebration comes through. Mine Host wins 3/4 to it, nearly a dead heat. Caracola, Celebration, Multi winning, just missing, followed by Idle. Jazz Beat, Serious Play, Supreme Rabbit, Peak Power, Universal Charger, Cellini, Kindred Spirits.
5 and a photo. Let's pick them up shortly after the start at Cranbourne.
Bubbly Lombo is 4th away from the pigs, and Jasco.
And last of all is Kindred Spirits. Not quick times early, and Idle out in front. Remember, he's won a Group 1 over this trip here on softer ground. He's had a good time and leads 3/4 to Caracola. Celebration behind the leader. Mine Host in a great spot. Jazz Beat futters it. Multi winning the rail. They pick it up a little bit at the 550. Peak Power creeps into it. Back to the inside, Equator Kid needs a bit of luck. Universal Charger comes on. Cellini's forced wide, a Serious Play the middle. Supreme Rabbit back in between them, looking for the run 5 off the leaders. Kindred Spirits last, 300 to go. Mine Host pulls out, rallies up to Caracola and Idle. Back on the inside, Celebration. Equator Kid and Multi winning. Jazz Beat coming on. Peak Power behind them. Mine Host on the outside, a fall. Equator Kid's come down, hit heels, he's come down. Mine Host goes to Caracola. Celebration comes through. Mine Host wins 3/4 to it. Okay.
All right, well, I can update you on the situation with Equator Kid. The horse is okay. He's up on his feet and quite free in his action. And our thoughts are with rider Gerald Mosse. No report. It's too early for a report on his condition. The medical team are with him at the moment. Here are the numbers, though. 5, 7, 11 and 12 officially on race 10. So 7, Caracola got second. 11 got third, Celebration. And multi-winning ridden by Shane Dye was fourth. And here's the tote dividends coming through. Mine Host, ridden by Glenn Schofield. He rode a winner earlier today at Sha Tin. That's the South African rider who's had a stint in Australia with Bruce McLaughlin in Brisbane. He rode a few winners out here too. Caracola second, Celebration third. The trifecta's paid $1,332.50. And the important late scratching was number 8 Rainbow and Gold, who broke through the barriers at the start. Here's Glenn Schofield riding the last winner at Sha Tin this afternoon. Now Hobart, and he's right, and the other riders still to weigh in. But it has been a terrific day of racing there in Hong Kong. Repeating that John Sires has won 2 Group 1 races there this afternoon. The Chairman's Prize with Grand Delight, ridden by Shane Dye. He also won the Champions Mile there with Electronic Unicorn, one of Hong Kong's favourite horses, but Robbie Fradd rode Electronic Unicorn to victory. But there's no doubt the highlight today was Aishan Preston's win in the QE2 Cup. We do leave it there. Thank you for being with us for this special coverage of Hong Kong racing on QE2 Cup Day 2003. On behalf of our racing team, I'm Matthew Browning. Thanks for being with us. Have a good night.
Key change.